Welcome to the RIP 28 podcast. This is the RIP 28 podcast. This is a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. I am the world's sexiest podcast host, and I'm joined by a few of my good friends. As always, we start off with the damn. I got to work on that intro. I got to figure out that intro, bro. Well, this time we start off with your favorite teacher's favorite teacher. What up, Beezy the Goat?
What it do? It's your boy Beezy the Goat, aka everybody's favorite. And since you say everybody's favorite teacher, it is everybody's favorite teacher. Only for a couple more weeks. Then you can have your kids back. You can have them back, and you can, yeah. Tag parents, you're it. But nah, man, I'm happy to be here as always, man, with my peoples. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling today now. We're on the tight time schedule.
You mean to tell me you don't want to be with the kids all year long? If they had year-round schooling, you wouldn't want year-round schooling, bro?
Hell no. I don't even want to do it.
I don't even want to be around his own kids.
Not year round. Not year round. I don't want to do the 180 days with them talking about year round slot. But yeah. I do have a feeling that's what it's coming down to, though. That in the next couple of years, that it's going to be year round schooling.
But you know what? You get
you still get a
couple of months. So you
get a lot of breaks
all in the summer.
Yeah, and you still, you just shorten the summer a little bit, but those breaks, I'll take it.
It's a lot of breaks because I know one school in Richland District 1. I think Miss Melvin's school did. Is an elementary school in Richland District 1.
Forest Heights. Forest Heights did it for a little while.
Yeah, they did it for a little while. So,
yeah.
Oh well. Enough about that. Now, next we go to my richest friend, the devastating diva of Delta herself, the one and only S.Commas. How rich is S.Commas? S.Commas is so rich, she has personally out of her pocket paid for 5 girls that I know of. Her godchildren, her aunties, her nieces, she paid for them to pledge Delta Sigma Theta. That's how rich S.Commas is. 5 of them that I know she done paid for. What up, S.Commas?
How D Wade them said it?
What's up?
Not Bo.
What's up, everybody? What's Sly? How we doing out there?
I don't know why you mad at me because you rich.
Hey, it says it on the shirt. She's an auntie, godmother, but she's a legend most of all. And how did she become legend? We'll talk about it later. Probably come
My
up.
My god baby's not even old enough to pledge yet.
Well, with your money, their baby pledge. She put it in the trust fund. She put it in the trust fund for people. That's what Sly meant when he said paying for it. She's paying it forward. She's paying it forward.
What's up, Star? I have not been to Sephora yet, but I cannot wait to get some of these perfume recommendations that you sent me. So appreciate you, girl.
Yeah, what up, Star? Star talked about perfume and stuff. My wife's birthday coming up. I asked you for the link of the list or whatever. I asked you for a link of a list. So how about you give me a link of a list of these perfume recommendations?
Oh, she got you. I don't know if y'all don't watch The Bold and the Beautiful, but there's this girl in there, they call it the nose because she creates perfume. I feel like Star is low-key the nose because she knows the undertones and the scent notes. So yeah, she can definitely give you some recommendations.
You sure she ain't a nose because she snort cocaine?
No, wait a minute. Hold on now. Now we going too
far. Ask somebody for something that insult them.
No, I'm talking about The Bold and the Beautiful. I was talking about the soap opera. I was talking about Star. Star is a decorated military vet. I wouldn't talk about Star like that. I'm talking about The Bold and the Beautiful person.
But the best advice Star gave though, right? When it comes to that perfume stuff, right?
What's that?
Take a damn bath first.
That is
don't be funky putting on no perfume or cologne.
Don't be trying to come. Don't be trying to come out the gym and put that stuff on. Talking about start led me wrong. No. Start didn't
Because
say
you
that.
funky, fool.
Start saying strip the perfume you had on yesterday off, and then add another layer.
That is
Look,
very
and
true.
you don't have to douse yourself in it. Just
Don't take a bath.
a little bit goes a long way. Hit the pressure points, bloop, 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 bloop.
Well,
Hey,
I got a
put it in
funny.
the places. I just put it in the places that she gonna smell.
Good point. Good point. You know what though? A good, interesting thing about cologne. I don't know if Shauna, I don't know if S.com knows this, but S.com was kind of one of the reasons I started wearing deodorant and putting cologne on.
Wait a minute. Why does
Yes,
Shauna have to?
yes.
This got to be a story back to.
This
This has to be a story back to third grade or something.
Wait a minute.
No, a little bit later. Little bit later than that. A little bit later than that. This must have been the 7th grade. We would play basketball. We played basketball every day at recess. Play basketball, and then we came back in. We came back in after playing basketball, and we were all funky. 7th grade funk. 7th grade funk, and then Shauna said, "Ooh, y'all stink." So I went to my daddy and I got some of his cologne, and I had his cologne. As soon as I got back from recess, I sprayed the cologne on. Soon as I put the cologne on. I said, she wasn't gonna call me stink no more.
Hey, see, that's what start talking about right there. The undertone.
Look, but Sly, you are welcome for me helping you recognize that you should also smell good.
That's why she's my friend.
But Sly, I tell you the truth, it must be something in middle school. Cause I don't know if she's watching. Sometimes she does get on. Zipporah Allen got me one time after recess.
Yeah.
She was like, let's see who this is. And she got by me and she said, beep, 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 beep. I was like, hey, I was about like Sly. That's when I started packing that deodorant in that bag. I was like, yeah.
She hit you with the funk meter?
With the boop, boop, boop. We got my guy.
Eddie, I'm telling you, man.
Deodorant. It's not that I didn't put on deodorant. It probably wasn't strong enough.
You was wearing secret when you needed speed stick.
I needed something with a little more muscle.
You needed something a little stronger.
Not stronger. It had to be stronger on that day, must be.
You needed some degree. You out here wearing Tussie and needed
Tussie.
Get a little thing in that Tussie.
Dig it on up in there. Put that Tussie on.
Hey, like Star said, it starts with the base. I didn't have a base that day. The foundation wasn't strong enough.
We had to learn that later on in life.
Your homeboys ain't gonna tell you because they just as funky as you. But y'all know how them basketball games used to get at recess at Center.
Yes,
bro. But you know it's funny though.
I think all old black women wore a tussie.
You dip your fingers in that tussie and you go right up under there. You better believe it.
But you know it's funny though. You know I have a 16-year-old son, and
he looked like he be funky.
I can literally check this out. I can literally tell when he started to figure out what women was in middle school. Brothers start washing and start putting deodorant on it. I'm like, that must be some little girl out there. Something trying to get you cleaned up.
He wants some Axe body spray all of a sudden.
No, yes, sir.
Hey, Sly, I hope he passed that down to his cousin.
Oh, his dog, boy. Hey, he gonna get it.
He gonna Joker claim from the basement. I did. What? Man, you still got dirt on your chest from where you should have put in there and take a bath. Before I hit you in the back.
Don't check behind his ears because I know they dirty.
Boy, I know that navel stink. That thing sour.
No water.
On a bad day. I'm telling you, boy. Boy, I love him. Don't talk about him too bad now. I love him.
don't know what it is about them teenagers, boy. But hey,
Ooh, wee.
my son room just be funky for no reason. I don't know
No,
why.
it's for a reason.
It's for a reason.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
for a reason.
Tank socks. He got a jock strap in there. He got underwear. He got a
Stuff
bunch
in
of
the
funky
corners.
stuff in there.
Oh my God.
And then he
Bruh.
got that little rag he keep by the bed, man.
No, yeah. Yeah, he got that little rag, that wipe off rag. Yeah,
Hell. Be like one of my girlfriends told her stepson, I ain't buying you but one bottle of shower gel every 2 weeks. So if you going through it faster, that's on you. Don't you be using up that shower gel.
Hey,
my
little man said it's going to good use though.
my man trying to make sure
your shower's too long. Cut it out.
trying to make sure a certain part of his body is clean.
Mm-mm.
What
Yes,
part of his
sir.
body is clean?
That's one thing you ain't gonna be able to say he got a rash.
Yeah.
He making sure that much. Hey, we do have a show though, people. So don't think we just go talk about hygiene, you know.
I think about these funky kids.
And they funky. But at least they
started out talking about the legend. So speaking of being legendary,
and having good fathers in your life like Sly and Beezy the Goat.
Well, good fathers. I don't know if it's we might. I don't know if Coach Prime might not win the LeVar Ball Trophy of Father of the Year. He might not win it this year, man.
And why might that be, Sly?
Well, his son Shadeur Sanders, quarterback from the put up your wrist, put up your watch, show your watch. Quarterback of the Colorado Buffaloes did not get drafted top 3 overall. Or top 5 overall, like he said he would.
Or top 20, or we can keep going.
Yeah, top 50.
Top 2 rounds.
top 4 rounds.
He made it to the 5th round. Shadeur got drafted by Cleveland in the 5th round. I don't know what's worse, getting drafted by Cleveland.
His quarterback on the roster, as a matter of fact.
Bruh.
Because they actually signed Dylan Gabriel, 2 or 3
in the 3rd round. They got him in the 3rd round.
So we will say that pick 144 would be legendary.
Legendary.
And I'm gonna tell you what was funny though. The GM for the Browns talking about he will outplay his draft slot. I was gonna say, hell, that ain't hard. He win a couple games this year or the next year or so, and he already outplayed that.
Now my question is,
y'all seen the video of them in the war room, and the brother in the video looked like they making me do this. I don't really want to do this. Have y'all seen that video?
Bro, I start watching. I start watching after day 2.
I'll send you the clip, because in the clip, I saw it on Instagram. There's a woman going, "They don't want you, Shadeur. Look at his face. They don't want you." She said, "When a man look like this, when he choosing you, he don't want you." I mean, the brother in the video's face almost looked like, "Yes, Gina, I will marry you. Are you happy?" That's kind of what the brother looked like in the video.
Which brother? Shiloh or Dion Jr.?
No, the brother from the Browns, the GM.
Okay.
That video, him and the owner, I believe it's the owner, are in the video. And my man, the brother sitting there like this. He looked like, "Mom and Dad made me do this, and I'm just here so I won't get fined."
But look at the interview. The interview ain't saying becoming of, "We're happy to have Shadeur. We're gonna see." It was like, "Yeah, he's here. We'll see if we can develop and see what we can get."
Let me ask you a question. Is this racism? Is it racism? Is it a case of we need to put this cocky Negro in his place?
I think it's that, which I don't necessarily think is racism, but I think it is when you hear the comments of they made owners feel small, and they talk about where they wouldn't go and what they wouldn't do. To me, it came across as a clear display of, we're going to show you who we are despite what you think and who you think you are. And it is clearly in the face of what Archie did for his two boys. Let's be clear. Archie told San Diego, don't draft my son because he's not coming. He told them that. And they didn't. And I feel like the league
They
should
drafted him. They traded him.
I feel like they should be ashamed of themselves for putting on display what they did to say that you are really, I mean, and let's be clear, you showing that a black man who stands up for himself and for his family, who has confidence in himself, is dangerous. And you out here, everybody want to pull their peens out, basically, right? And say we got the power, and so we're gonna show you. Okay, go be legendary, Shadeur. Go be legendary.
Only thing, 2 points to, especially to the Manning point. When he did it, it was a good business decision. It was a good business decision for Eli not to play in San Diego and get that trade. When Dion does it, you know what I'm saying, it's bad parenting
He's
or bad
arrogant.
advice, or he's too cocky, too arrogant. And I'm gonna tell you what else I don't think helped. I'm gonna tell you what else I don't think helped him is when he retired his jersey so early. I don't think that helped either because of people like Cordell Stewart that had already paved the way and don't have their jersey retired, and he did it months after they finished playing. And I don't think so much they had problems with Travis Hunter, but much more of Shadeur because they can make the case Travis Hunter is a Heisman Trophy winner, if that makes sense.
My thing, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say my thing with Shadeur is, people don't want to admit it or don't want to say it, but Shadeur got his nigga wake up call. That's all it was. He just got his nigga wake up call. You're living on high. You're in Chicago. I mean, in Colorado. Your dad is Dion. You're rich. Everything is good for you. But every now and then, these crackers got to give you your nigga wake up call. They got to come back and say, "Hey, slow down, nigga." And I think that's what happened to him, man. All before the draft, you're hearing everything about, yes, he should be a first round pick. He is, top 3 quarterback out there. Everybody from everybody else is saying that he should be up there. But now you got the people who actually make the decisions come out and say, nah, he's not. Now it's 2 ways to look at this thing too, because you are hearing the reports about what he was doing in some of the interviews, the fact that he didn't go to the Senior Bowl, he went to the East-West Bowl that was in Dallas in his hometown, and everybody
didn't work at the
combine. You're hearing a lot of this stuff, man, and so you got to wonder is it because he didn't get picked because he fucked up, or did he not get picked because he didn't?
It's a little of both. It's some of both.
It's a little bit of everything. Yeah. I think it's also going to be really interesting because the other narrative that they paint is that everything Shadeur has done has been perfectly curated by his dad. From Pee Wee, Warner through college, everything has been tailored for him. And I saw a commentator who said, is this a case of you've got a Manziel who was not Manziel without Mike Evans, so is Shadeur not Shadeur without Travis Hunter or the Horn Kid? And I think that's a valid question. I'm not disputing that, but I think that the other knock is your dad built this offense so that you would be successful. And what they could have leaned on and probably should have leaned on that would not have looked prejudicial is to say, we don't know what you can do in a system outside of your dad's system. I think that's a fair assessment. I think if I'm looking at trying to figure out if you're going to fit into whatever offense I'm running, to say, well, your dad curated this offense to fit your skills, and we've never seen you outside of
And my thing is, yeah, that has so much to do with it because you got to look as a player. He's played with his dad from little league all the way up to college. You know, his dad has been basically his only coach. You know, so how do you survive when your daddy is the only coach you've ever dealt with, and you've never been put in a situation where you actually had to earn your position? You know, every place you went, your dad. Now I'm pretty sure the backup quarterbacks were decent quarterbacks and stuff, but they wasn't anybody who was good enough to actually challenge Shadeur wherever he was at. And if I'm a top tier quarterback, I'm not going to a school where my competition is the coach's son. You know,
Right.
so he's never been challenged. So we don't know. Colorado could have had enough talent to go undefeated if it wasn't for Shadeur. Could have been the one holding them back. Who knows? Don't nobody
I'm
know.
I'm gonna
So
tell you this though.
I feel like again the NFL doesn't seem as grimy if they lean into that we're the unknown, right? There are too many unknown factors, but they ain't lean into that. They lean into he's too confident in himself. There's nothing wrong with a black man being confident in himself. Nothing. Again, I feel like they lean into the wrong things, and so it comes across to Star's point as being grimy when
Is
they could
nothing
have those other factors.
is nothing wrong with it till a black man do it until he's confident enough to stand on his own. But I'm gonna tell you what though, the same place Dion said he was not gonna go is the same
Is
place
where
they
he,
was happy
is
to
where
go.
he ended up.
That's where he was happy. But not just where he ended up, but he was happy to go when he got that call to go to Cleveland. I bet he would have been good, with anybody. But I think sometimes we say things and we put it out in the media. Well, not us, but people of certain stature and power put it out in the media, and it comes back to bite you because those same places that you don't even call my son was the only one that called your son.
Well, especially when it could be looked at that Dion had a perceived power that maybe he didn't necessarily have.
Right?
And he couldn't pull the strings like Archie pulled the strings to say this ain't gonna happen. I mean, but yeah, they had him initially ranked as a top three, but he was the sixth quarterback off the board. In any other given draft, that ain't you not looking bad at the sixth quarterback coming off the board in any other year. Because like they said, this year ain't a spectacular draft. Other than Travis Hunter and Cam Ward, like there was nobody else that you like, oh yeah, like this class is stacked with wide receivers or stacked with running back. Like this draft wasn't in
No, not
at
quarterback
all.
heavy anyway. Yeah, but I tell you what though. To Coach Prime have taught them even if when things are going wrong outside, you make sure you put on that you're still confident. You're still that guy. They never once buckled.
Not
So
once.
Oh
now
no,
it only takes one team to give you a chance. Now Shador has his chance, regardless if he was the 199th pick like Tom Brady. No matter if he didn't get drafted,
If he
he
was Mr.
has a
Irrelevant,
chance. Yeah, if he was Mr. Irrelevant or he went undrafted free agent, he has a chance now. So go and, like you said, go and be legendary, show them what they missed, or you prove their point that you're not as good as we thought you were, or whatever. So he has a chance to write his own book right now, and I'm
yeah.
wishing the
And
kid and
and
praying for the kid.
he doesn't have the pressure that he would have if he were taken in the top five picks.
I still think he's gonna have that
nah.
pressure
He's got
regardless
pressure. He's
because
got pressure. Just be clear because of his name, but it's a different type of expectation to perform when you taken in the top five picks.
I agree, but also with that name, whether he does good and
You're
falls
right.
out of or falls out of the league, he is gonna have pressure on him. Like no, it's almost like Bronny
Well, but
James.
his dad's prepared him for that, and I think that's what
Yeah, I
people are
agree.
sleeping on. Like he has prepared those young men for the moment.
I
He
agree.
because I think he recognizes they ain't me. Like they might not be Hall of Fame, but they're talented. And he's poured into them and said, here's what it takes. And I think that he's got them ready. Sly, you talk about Dion being the best dad. Can I just go I cracked up when Shiloh said, my dad has been my agent at this point and I didn't get drafted. I'm about to go sign with an agent. Yo, Shiloh is my guy. I hope he does well. Shiloh is funny.
Did y'all see him playing Must Be the Money when his mama was there? Now that was wrong. Now she looked like a cut dog. She was hurt. She was hurt, dog. She was hurt. So what y'all saying is, what I'm gathering is, I've only been Messiah's baseball coach. So y'all telling me I need to go ahead and step back a little bit and leave alone?
We don't know what Messiah. We don't know what Messiah can do when he's not under your tutelage.
Oh man, I might be son. After this year, Daddy's gonna retire.
It's time to spread my wings
and fly away. But I'm the wind beneath his wings right now. Stop! Don't tell me that.
He got little bitty chicken wings.
Yeah, he got look. They ain't even flapping yet. So Sly, I'm asking you a question. Do I need to step back now, or wait? Do I have a few more years to middle school?
I'm glad you brought that up. And my thing is, when you're young and at the age Messiah is, I think having a dad coach is a good thing. As long as you're not playing daddy ball. Now, if you're playing daddy ball and he's starting, that's a bad thing. But I think once you hit that middle school age group, that's when you got to step back and let him get some coaching from different people. And a part of the problem is a lot of times you have all of these kids who are coached by their dad, and even they go all the way up to high school and their dad's still a coach. And once you step away from your dad, he's not putting you in the best position possible. Then they kind of freak out, and then that's when they end up sucking. We've all seen it. We done been in sports long enough. We all seen
it about that.
Playing daddy ball, you know?
Yeah, well, that's one thing you don't have to worry about with me, because I would snatch a ring and his, you know what? I done sat him on the bench in the middle of games. I don't believe in daddy ball. Mm-hmm. I'm more on him than anybody.
So
you gotta be there an hour before, and he like, man, ain't nobody else here. I ain't got nothing to do with everybody else.
Get your little thought up.
Yeah. Get that baseball bag and roll it up.
Get your narrative out there, boy.
Shut your damn mouth.
But
I'm telling you. But I agree with you though, Sly. I agree with you. But the good thing I like about it is in our organization, everybody coaches everybody. So it's not just me. If we have another great coach, Coach Stan, we have 9-year MLB player and Pokey Reese and people that's played in college. So yeah, coach, that's our president. That's my president, my real president, not Chance. Not Chance.
He show up.
Yeah, he show up. He's there. He's present. But yeah, man, I agree though, Sly. We can't hinder our kids, and when they get coaching or they get competition, now you fold. Now you fold under the pressure of now I have to really compete for my job. It's not just given to me.
I want to put something out there, and if I can get Pepe to pull this up, man, Pepe, and yes, D. Nicole Bates Davis. I do not handle production for the Rip 28 podcast. Our producer Pepe, he handles all the production. So all the little fancy stuff when you see quotes and stuff being put up,
girl.
that's Pepe. That is not me. So when your picture goes up, when we show black excellence, when your picture goes up, that's Pepe doing that, not me. This guy right here, A. Zachary Faison Jr. He's the president of Edward Waters University, and I really liked what he had to say. And this was from an HBCU perspective on Shadeur. He said, "I lost a lot of respect for Dion when he walked away from the HBCU space. And no, I wouldn't wish what's happening to Shadeur on anyone. This isn't right. It's horribly wrong. But understand, when you choose to play their game, you accept their rules. When you trade us for access to them, you inherit their penalties too. We've seen it before. They did it to Colin Kaepernick. They called it a talent issue. They said he wasn't good enough. But you watched those games. You saw it with your own eyes. It was never about skill. It was about submission. It was about control. It was about reminding you, no matter how much you give, you are still not one of them. This is the system you sacrificed us for. This is the price you didn't calculate. This is the mirror you didn't want to look into. And me, I'll have no sorrow for anyone who sells us out for personal gain. Because no matter how much you smile, how much you win, how much you conform, they still aren't like us. They never were and they never will be. Sell us out if you want, but don't be surprised when the system you choose reminds you you're not one of them. Me and mine over you and ours was never the way. It will never be. You cannot trade your people for a seat at their table and then cry when they still make you eat scraps. We were your inheritance. You chose exile, so let it be. I
Get out of here. Deion wasn't the savior for HBCUs.
No.
He didn't sell them out. That man came, spent time, and left. Get over it, President. Like, he didn't owe y'all nothing. Y'all riding his coattails, trying to make sure y'all get what y'all get because prime is hot. Get out of here. That's why.
But check this out. He did. He left HBCUs. And him getting drafted in the 5th round, if he would have stayed at Jackson State, he would have got drafted in the 5th round still. If he would have stayed at Jackson State.
Which makes that whole point moot. Get out of here.
That's the point. But you can't expect
him to stay at Jackson State.
You can't expect me to feel super sorry for you when you sold us out. You went to the white man, and now the white man said, "Thank you, now kiss my ass."
I don't think at any point they ever asked whoever podunk president is at Edward Waters to feel sorry for them. Like,
definitely podunk.
Whoever he is, sir, we don't know you. And in the words of Mike Tomlin, we do not care. Get out of here. Man, stop. Get out of here.
Get
out of here.
I agree with him. Michelle doesn't agree with him.
Neither does Crystal.
Michelle Denise said Edward Waters president is wrong for that statement. I don't agree.
He sounds bitter, is what he sounds like.
Crystal Ford said, "Nah, the Edward Waters dude is tripping." No, I disagree. I don't think he's tripping.
Why is that though, Sly? Tell us why.
I don't think he's tripping, and I think this is from somebody. I'm employed by the HBCU space. I do a lot of work with HBCU.
So are you saying you're not bipartisan in this issue? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I am bipartisan, but I'm just giving you full disclosure. I'm giving you full disclosure. Okay. What I do think, I think what Deion did hurt a lot of people, and not necessarily. It hurt a lot of people hard. It hurt a lot of people hard. Most people understand. Everybody understands. You're getting more money. It makes, it's a bigger platform. We get it. But the HBC, it was just, what he did was symbolic of everything that's been going on with HBCUs for years. And especially when it comes to coaching. A lot of times people get their start in black spaces. They get their start. They build up their brand. They build up their brand. And then once the white man comes calling, they go running. And that's what Deion did. None of these white universities wanted Deion to coach. None of them wanted him to coach. No white school wanted Deion to coach. Hell, no white high school wanted Deion to coach. Deion had to start his own academy to become a coach. Deion didn't have a degree. He went to an HBCU to get his degree. So he could coach for the sole reason to coach. He did all of that through the HBCU space. He used the HBCU space for whatever he could use it for, and he left. And that hurt. Now, do I say you were dead wrong? I don't think he was wrong. He had to do what was in his best interest. But it hurt. That's all I'm saying is it hurt.
Y'all put Deion up on that wall like that J.J. Evans picture of that Jesus and he was going to be the savior. All y'all is like, oh, Deion coming to save us. Man, get out of here. Just say he hurt our feelings and move on, like Damon said. He hurt our feelings and move on.
But he's supposed to stay there. He wasn't going to be able to get paid when he at an HBCU where he got paid at Colorado. Is that his fault?
But see, this is my thing.
Hold on, president.
Sometimes it can't be about the money. With Dion, it
But
can't.
that's not your call.
You can't.
You're right. You're right.
That's
It's not
your decision
it's,
to make. And
it's,
you can't.
that's why I said I can't be mad at Dion for what he did. I'm not mad at what he did. I'm just saying that it hurt. And people were hurt.
Saying it hurts is saying it hurts acknowledges how you feel. Saying that's what you get because you is making it's putting it on him. So
No. He never said that's what you get. He said, I just don't feel sorry for you.
And then he said that's what you get because you chose this and you chose this and you chose that. That's what he said.
Nah. Listen. He said he don't feel sorry for him.
And then proceeded to say why, because all these things had impacted you. Yes, let's come back to the letter. Let's come back to the letter. Because no matter how much you went, they still aren't like us. So he
said, and no, I wouldn't wish what's happening
you choose to play their game, you accept their so don't make it about him. Just talk about your little hurt feelings and be cool with that. But again, he put it on him. And I'll have no sorrow for anyone who sells us out. He didn't sell y'all out.
He did. Oh, that man
with the Florida State. No. He went to Florida State. He didn't go to an HBCU. He didn't sell y'all out. Get up.
Anyway. How did he sell? I don't understand the whole he sold.
Well, let me tell you how he
HBCU more popular if he did anything. And
he did.
He was putting money into Jackson State out of his pocket. Travis Hunter doesn't go to Jackson State without Prime being there.
All right, you want to know how Shannon, both of you all said how did he sell them out, and this is how he sold them out. What he did, he put HBCUs on a national scale that they have not been on. They have not been on. He brought. Damn! Stop that, Crystal. That is Crystal. Stop that, Crystal.
Hey.
Stop that, Crystal. Stop talking about Edward Waters like that.
Hey.
But here we go.
Finish your little. How did he sell them out?
What he did when you sell out is when you go.
He sold out the stadium. Did
you gonna let me talk or you gonna talk?
You taking too long. I'm gonna need you to land the plane. Land the plane.
Well, here it is. When he up and left, he had HBCUs, the national brand, growing, and I believe in the high tide raises all ships. He was the high tide bringing up all ships, and when he left, the tide went. All of that corporate
responsibility. That's not his fault. Get your weight up. Get your weight up.
He was the one who got the weight up. He was the one who got the weight up.
Maintain your weight.
Why is it his responsibility to keep it going? Get your weight up, TSU. Get your weight up, SWAC, MEAC.
Let me ask you a question. Was it Harriet Tubman's responsibility to come back and get these Negroes? It wasn't her responsibility.
What you not going to do is compare the Underground Railroad to college football. We're not doing that.
It's equal. It's equal.
A lot of y'all Negroes, Harriet would have left behind. Let's be clear. She would have left the president Edward Waters behind.
Nope.
He was too busy trying to bring people who wasn't supposed to be coming anyway. Get out of here.
Nah. You know, people,
get out of here.
People want to talk about Full Wiley.
Hey, check this out. Check this out right here. I'm gonna tell you what was funny. It wasn't Shadeur not going, none of that. But that prank phone call,
that was hilarious.
And I ain't saying it was funny because of the moment. The part that got me is when he said, "You just got to wait a little longer." Now that was funny. That was funny. I don't care how much I love the Sanders family and I'm proud of them. That was funny, dog. That was funny. But I want to know how he got that number.
Well, they
Somebody set him
come to find out it was the son of the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator. The son of the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator saw.
He was the one in the video who was not on the phone, but who was next to him going, I can't believe he did it.
Yeah, yeah. So apparently the defense coordinator had the number or whatever, had everybody's numbers on his tablet, and the kid ended up getting the tablet, and he did it. Now,
Shadeur need to send somebody to Oxford to teach them boys a lesson. I got something for y'all.
Yeah, that's messed up, dog.
Y'all want to be ignorant? We're going to keep this street.
Yeah. I want my lick back if I'm Shadeur, dog.
For sure.
You didn't embarrass me. Now I'm going viral.
I'm sick of the entitled folks acting entitled. The audacity is that
I'm not gonna put that one on entitled. They were the way they got the number because they were entitled. That shit was funny, dog. It was funny.
Why is he even able to get access, even as the defensive coordinator?
Because he was entitled. Because he got the access because he was entitled. But it was still funny. It was funny, man. Come on. The thing is, the one part was funny, but the whole act and in that moment, that was funny when he said you're gonna have to wait a little longer. Now that was funny. But the thing is, every prank call, if you look at any prank call is wrong. It is horrible. Every nephew Tommy, all that shit he does on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, those are horrible. But they're funny as fuck. They're funny, man.
Yeah, speaking of that, when he got that dude talking about he was with his wife and that dude was finna clock out, that was wrong. I felt my man in that situation like, dog, you don't play like that.
Wait, Crystal's still on Edward Waters.
Let me say this. Let me say this about Edward Waters.
What is your beef with them, Crystal?
The guy who just
he's new. He wasn't part of
the Listen. We're gonna say Dr. Faison. Dr. Faison is the new president at Edward Waters, and he's a relatively young guy. Faison might be about 45, 46 years old. Got me questioning what I'm doing with my life. He a president of the university.
We always question what
I'm on the Rip 28 podcast. But one thing I can say about him, he came in and his goal in life was to transform the reputation and everything about Edward Waters. He has done a lot in these past 2 years to try to change the reputation of Edward. So I'm going to give Dr. Faison his credit.
They on Facebook giving opinions when ain't nobody asked for it, Dr. Faison.
It was on Twitter.
Dr. Faison love. Ain't nobody asked for opinion. Come right
who you calling Faison love? The president or Sly?
Oh, Lord.
No, I'm asking. No, okay. If you said Sly, I was going to be offended.
But I can't admit that Dr. Faison is doing a lot for Edward Waters. They're changing. Crystal, listen. Why they talking, Crystal? He's doing a lot for Edward Waters, trying to change the whole thought process of what you think about Edward Waters in some of the programs that he's doing. And yes, he built a new dorm. They have a new dorm on campus that they broke ground on last year. So yeah.
So Faison is not.
He got bigger fish to fry. What about yourself? Sleep around your own front door.
They might not have nothing to fry in at Edward Waters, so he didn't fry no fish.
But the man got an opinion. I mean, he might have bigger fish to fry, but he still got an opinion. He got to put his opinion out there.
Nobody asked for it. Nobody, sir. Go get them roaches out the dorms. Nobody asked for this.
He was hoping Prime sent a little change that way. That's what it was.
Get out of here.
He a good guy, man. The dude a good guy.
I'm sure everybody does have an opinion.
But he is trying to make. Damn, Crystal, she said that broke ass HBCU were here for me. Damn, you know.
Crystal is going in.
Crystal, because he is not a bipartisan participant.
Check this out. Right here, this quote right here, that is a no for the fact that she says, meet me at Valley Park. That means Crystal been around for a while. I don't want nothing to do with that.
About Valley Park.
She said Valley. She ain't say King Park. She said Valley Park.
You know
that is a no.
Valley Park. When she said Valley Park, you knew what time it was for Crystal.
Meet me on Green Street.
Right now.
Meet me down off Green Street, pimp.
Meet me in the trial.
I don't want nothing to do with that. She said Valley Park.
You know Crystal got a raise under her tongue. You know she got a raise.
Come on, King Street.
So yeah.
Valley Park legends down there. I would start naming names.
King Street.
I would start naming names, but I don't want to go there.
You'll be indicted.
Valley Park.
Yeah, you're going to definitely have to testify. They're going to bring you in.
I'm going to have to.
Tell them what you know about
I'm going to get deposed.
King Court Apartments. Crystal will whoop somebody's tail. I see what that means, Crystal. Hey, you said that without saying that, Crystal, but I get you.
And she deep in them streets, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She let you know.
All I needed to hear was Valley Park. Not see, if she would have said King Park, I would say, yeah, I'll be down there in a little bit. I'll be down there. She said Valley Park.
Chris, I just want to know, I just want to ask Crystal one question. Do you have any black Air Forces? Because you give me black Air Force energy, Crystal.
And they all creased up.
No, they creased up. They creased up. I'm talking about.
They might be run over.
Hey, them are dog walking shoes. When I say dog, I ain't talking about an animal. I'm talking about she beating people.
I'm about the dog walk.
Crystal say, baby, been out the house. Crystal, we want no smoke from the Rip 28 podcast and Valley Park. We want no smoke. We want no smoke.
None whatsoever. None.
Not now.
None of that.
If you start calling some of them names from down there, we good.
Hey, Crystal. I spent some time down there back in the day now.
You ain't from there, so hush it up.
I didn't say I was from there, but let's be clear. The Double Dutch Forces started in Valley Park.
Valley Park.
Let's be clear. I spent many a weekend down there.
Air Forces. Thank you, Crystal. So I feel a little better.
But no, so now, but you missed that key word. She said, "Now I don't wear Air Force now." So she let you know back in the day, she had a pair of black Air Force.
But she let you know we can still take it there. So don't get it twisted. Crystal, we appreciate you, Crystal. We appreciate you being a good sport and always
send us some stars. Damon, send us some stars. You trying to tell us what to talk about? Send us some stars.
We got a shout out. Didn't we got stars earlier? I want to say DJ Cole Bates, right?
DJ Cole Bates with some stars.
Somebody did send us stars.
Yep. Our unofficial official legal counsel. Thank you.
She sure did send us some stars. Thanks, Nikki Bates.
And Black Excellence. I was about to countdown. There it is. And Black Excellence.
We appreciate
somebody.
We appreciate it. But yeah, man. Damn, man. We 48 minutes in and we ain't talking about Uncle Shay Shay yet.
Ain't getting to nothing we supposed to talk about.
We ain't talking about Uncle Shay Shay. Man. What's going on with your boy Shay Shay? Apparently Shay Shay got caught up with a 20-year-old white chick.
And OnlyFans white chick.
He got caught up with a professional, what do you call it? A sex worker,
a money connoisseur. That's what she is, a money connoisseur,
a sexpert.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing about Shannon Sharpe, and this is what I say about Shannon Sharpe, and people don't want to realize it, man. Once you're a lame, you're always a lame. I don't care how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how famous you are. If you are a lame, you've always been a lame. And this is what Shannon kind of puts off to me. He kind of puts off to that I think that he's been a lame most of his life. And the women that he's gotten because he's famous. You know what I'm saying?
Stars, Crystal.
He's gotten because he's a football player. You know what I'm saying? He's gotten because he's a football player. And he's a guy who's probably never had any game. And so the more money you get, you don't know how to deal with somebody who has game. And
He
you
got
listen.
a heavy tongue.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't much to look at.
Dog. When you remember when they went to the Super Bowl and played Atlanta, the Falcons, when he's with the Broncos,
Mhm.
well, who was the DB? I think it was number 34. Told Shannon Sharpe he looked just like the Broncos logo. I forgot that dude. Now he was pretty good. He used to wear the little do rag like Dion, but anyway, he told him he looked just like the Broncos
The
the
mask
Broncos logo.
logo.
But Slot, to your point, money only makes you more of who you were.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get money and all of a sudden you become cool. No, you just a lame that became wealthy or rich and got a little fame.
But you get the money and it attracts people to you that weren't
Right.
attracted to you before the money. And I hope that that's where Sly was going with that. Is
Yeah.
that you were a lame. Again, you got a heavy tongue. You ain't much to look at. And all of a sudden, you talk like this, that tongue kind of heavy. And all of a sudden, you get money. And let's be real, people, women, they start being drawn to you because you got this money and you never had access to them before. I just am disappointed that he found himself in this predicament because he's supposed to know better.
At
Like
this age, if he
you
was
at
20,
your age, you're supposed to know better. First of all,
if,
this girl is 20. So she clearly up on all of the
The latest scams,
the latest technology and ways that she can, make sure she's
manipulate.
recording and going on record and all of this stuff. And you ain't got sense enough. You either need NDAs, you need somebody else who is sussing out these people, somebody else who is actually having these conversations about. No, you on the phone, and every other conversation is you finna choke the girl.
Go choke the girl in public because I choke you in public. But check this out: who was
well,
gonna
shit.
teach him? He said his brother Spanky was Sterling Sharp. Is he the one to teach him? Because he was a lame. It wasn't like he was. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can.
Sterling like them white women. Sterling always been one
Obviously, that's
for
what
the swirl.
Shannon like.
They both like the
They
white
both
women.
like him. But I tell you what, I tell you what, Monique was right. You better date within your age range, fool.
But
Monique gave
but
her ass Sharon Underwood tried to put him on game, but it was too late. It was too late.
but my thing is, oh Shannon a freak though.
Look, hey,
Shannon.
check this. Crystal say, talk with that tongue again, Carl.
He said, Oto. Now, Oto.
And I always got one of grandma's sayings. You don't let no dog lick your face now, Ocho. You don't let no dog lick your face. You don't let no dog lick your face, boy. But that all grandma taught you, she ain't teach you not to get on those phones talking like old bell clap. You're talking too much. If you
I
was gonna
just,
say, man, I'll see you when you get here, when you land, Uber yourself over here. We don't need to talk no more.
But
I just,
you know something else about Shannon, and this is one thing a lot of people don't want to address though. I truly think he might be bisexual. I think
Oh,
Shannon might be a closeted gay. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the stuff he did, like one of the things was he liked booty sex. You know what I'm
oh,
saying? That was one of the things he wanted to stick it in her booty. She got mad because he took the rub off when she stuck it in when he stuck it in her booty. So I think Shannon might be. Now, Roger said he ain't no freak.
well,
Roger
let's
said
be,
he no freak. He's sick. I think
let's
he a
be
freak.
fair. That's not the first time that we've had a prominent athlete who the girl had an issue when he tried to stick it in the back
Oh,
door.
yep, Kobe. But Kobe another one of them, and people don't want to say this because
And
Kobe
that's when
dead.
she
But
was
but
good with everything until he tried
but
to go through the back door. She
but
was
listen,
good.
people don't want to say this because Kobe dead. But Kobe was a lame too. Kobe
Oh, for
was
sure.
somebody. Kobe's somebody who basketball was his whole life. You know, he was raised. He was raised most of his life overseas. Kobe was a lame ass nigga too, and that's
I'm
what he could
curious
just play
though.
ball.
I'm curious as why Roger says he's sick.
I don't know if Roger said
Let's
he ain't
expound
no
upon
freak.
that.
He's sick.
Like, why is he sick? Because I didn't pick up on like he had like a proclivity for underage women, or that he, wanted like bestiality or anything like that. So I'm curious why you say
Yeah, I don't think he's sick. I just think he's a freak. I think now, Crystal, this. She said something right here. Why black men get rich like Sharpe, then go mess with the white girls? They wouldn't even look at him otherwise. No, I don't think he got rich and started to mess with white girls. They wouldn't look at him otherwise. I think the brother just couldn't get sisters growing up. See, it's the difference when people say that. That's the most exaggerated thing ever. That brothers get rich and date white girls. They don't, man. If you look at stats, most black millionaires, if they are married to a black woman. Statistically speaking. Now,
Terrell Owens used to say that he dates white women because when he was
black and ugly.
The black girls didn't want him. So
Yeah.
when he finally started coming into his own and became a high profile athlete, he turned to white women because the black women didn't want him before he was an athlete. I ain't saying that's wrong, but he's going on record as saying it. Say what, Brian?
They said he was black and ashy.
I mean, he probably was. I'm just guessing.
Had a little dinge to him.
I think something, and I can say I've kind of seen some of this happen when I played college ball, and it's different. I think it's different for football. I think it's different for football than it is basketball. Football is kind of an anonymous sport. What I mean by that, you got hit on the zone. They can't see your face. So the average person who's not a football fan doesn't know who's great. They don't know who's a superstar, who's on the way. So when you get to college, and y'all bear with me for a second, let me break this down. When you get to college as a college freshman, if you aren't starting, and it's rare that a college freshman will jump into a starting lineup. If you aren't starting, you'll probably get redshirted, and you may have to sit on the bench for a year or two. Now, if you're sitting on the bench for a year or two and you don't have any game, and you try to holler at a sister, and you're awkward looking, and you're not getting much play. But now let's take a look at this white girl who grew up with her father. Her father was a huge fan of the program. He knew her father talked about you coming in when you was a senior in high school, saying, "Yeah, this kid gonna be somebody. This kid gonna be great." So this white girl, she know your potential. She know your future as a football player, and she say, "Okay, well, I'll fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I'll wash your clothes. I'll let you drive my daddy truck. I'll let you drive my daddy car. I'll feed you." And she the one giving you some play.
They gonna bake the hell out of some cookies.
They gonna bake the hell. They gonna do all this stuff. These white chicks,
they gonna bake.
These white chicks gonna do that for you, and they gonna let you have some money. They're gonna let you have some money, and then by the time you get on and you get to your junior year when you become a player and people start to know who you are, now some of these girls that you couldn't get as a freshman, they start to come back around, and you're like, well, nah, these bitches wasn't with me from the start. You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. So now when they go to that NFL draft party, that's why that white girl be sitting beside them. That's why the white girl be sitting beside him.
Like Isaiah Wilson girlfriend gets snatched up by the mama.
Oh yeah, by the mama.
Remember that from 5 years ago?
Yeah, buddy.
And Damon said, and they do it with no lip. Ooh, that is true.
Does he mean no top lip? No, man. Thin lip.
Dog. But that's what it is. Oh yeah, that is true, Crystal. White women, they can walk in the rain, but when you can't walk in the rain with a black, you ain't messing up that hair. That ain't happening.
Why would we do that?
Yeah, exactly. Sisters, they walking in the rain.
I just want to walk in the rain. Like,
she might be talking. No, I better not say that one. I better put that in the chat.
Yeah,
I better put that in.
Valley Park, don't do it.
Yeah. No, nothing to that. I ain't messing with Valley Park. I was gonna say the reason the YTs can't walk in the rain.
No, they don't.
Because they smell like dog when they get.
Yes.
Is that what you was about to say? That's what they say. I'm not saying
I plead the fifth. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
that's what
I
that's what people have said. I am not saying this.
I still wouldn't know.
Yeah, I played football in Kentucky. White folks smell, they smell like dogs when they get wet. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, they reason stereotypes are here for a reason. Stereotypes. As much you want to say it, stereotypes are here for a reason. They here for a reason. So
I think it's time to take a walk.
it is what it is, man. But back to the whole Shannon Sharpe thing, man. Shannon is messed up. It's happening to Shannon, but you get more and more reports out. Reports are saying that he did offer the chick $10 million to start off with.
There are also reports coming out that there are previous instances of women saying that he has done things to them. Now, I can neither confirm nor deny, but there are all of a sudden, you shake a tree and the nuts fall out. All of a sudden, there are women coming out of the woodwork saying that, this person, he did this to me, and he did this to me, he did this to me. Shut up, bro.
But not shake this tree, these nuts gonna fall out.
So, we talked about this earlier. Damon said he got his Negro wake up call.
And did.
And yeah. I want to talk to my
Nah, slow down now. I disagree with this, Michelle. Michelle said definitely giving P. Diddy vibe. Nah, it ain't giving P. Diddy vibe.
Now wait a minute, Michelle. Wait a minute.
You're going too far, Michelle. Going too far. Too far.
Don't say Michelle, because that's the one he got caught in the video.
You went too far. Now you went too far.
Hey, you know what? You
You never go too far and go across the street now. That's what Grandma said. He did
say Michelle's name doing his Instagram live.
That's what I said.
Why were you when Shannon went live?
Oh, wait a minute. She ain't a YT.
She ain't white.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm with Roger though. I don't feel
you like, but you ain't white, so you wouldn't have made the cut, Michelle. I'm sorry.
I'm with Roger. I ain't gonna say May he have the day that he deserves, whatever that is. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't really concern myself with what be going on with these rich folk. Like, it's all entertainment for me.
Yeah,
that's one thing. I can't be concerned with rich people problems. I can't be concerned with rich people problems, man. But to say I don't feel sorry for him, I do feel sorry for him. I feel sorry that you that old and that stupid. I feel bad that you that old and that stupid. You got to be smarter. But this also brings up another thing, though, the age gap between the two. He met her when she was 19, and he was in his mid-50s. Now she's 20, and, he's mid-50 or whatever. My thing, Roger brought up something earlier. She said she looked like a child in the photo. She looked young. So, here it is. The girl is 3 times his age. She actually looks like a child. She looks young, man. So, bruh, I don't know. I get, a dude saying he wants something younger. You old guy, you don't want somebody who got a hip problem too. Both of y'all break y'all hip while you fucking, what I'm saying?
Old people give you worms, though. She better watch out. Old people give you worms.
He was giving us some worms.
He might want that young thing, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it gotta be a cutoff age, man. If you can't drink, god damn, bro, she can't even drink. No, she can't even go to a bar and drink. So
she can't even go to the cigar lounge or nothing.
Whoa, Damon brought up, here it is. Damon said it's about a transaction. He ain't want to marry her. You got a good point, man.
I get that, but dang, you still gotta have an age range.
But he underestimated what she was looking for. She was playing the long game, and he didn't realize that. He thought she was young and dumb. I'm gonna take this little girl. I'm gonna get what I want from her, and I'm gonna be good. Meanwhile, she like, I got this old fool. They say no fool worse than an old fool. I got this old fool, and I'm about to get him.
And
Look at
then
this.
she did. Then she went and got Tony Busby.
She ain't Krista ain't about to let me ever water shit die. Krista, God dog. Krista, what has Edward Waters University done to you?
Obviously, whatever she did, she want her lick back, boy, because she is
For
tearing them
sure.
out. What them kids say, she is Swiss cheese in them. She
Bro.
Sweet.
putting yeah, they put holes all in you. She is, but seriously, you gotta have a cutoff age because you
Says
gotta
who,
know.
Damon? Who cured worms during COVID?
Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, he brought it up. He said it was killed.
No, says who?
Dr. Fauci. But
Damon,
he go to double standard though. He go to double standard. People are pissed off at Shannon for fucking with a youngster. Ain't nobody mad at Diana Ross' daughter. Ain't
Tracy
nobody
Ellis.
mad at her. Yeah, Tracy, I keep thinking that. Ain't nobody mad at Tracy Ellis. She
Tracy
said she
dating
wanted.
17-year-old.
Shannon wasn't dating no 17-year-old.
Is Tracy dating a 19-year-old?
She says she like him in her 20s, so I don't know what age, what's part of the 20s she said.
Oh, my battery about to die. I'll be right back.
She said, I don't God,
come on, man.
We running a professional goddamn podcast, and you coming up out of here.
All that money you got and you don't got no charger.
Look it. But once again, though, man, it's a double standard, man. Tracy said she wanted a younger guy. And it comes down to control. For both of them, it comes down to control. They know if they get somebody their age, that person has more of an opinion. They feel a certain way. They can't control that person like they can control a younger person. And when I say control, I don't mean dominate and say, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to be whatever I say you got to be. You know, it's mental. You know, and that's what it comes down to. They can't control them. And that's the same thing with Tracy Ellis Ross. Same exact
more
thing.
Experience. They have the older people have more experience. So all that game and whatever, you ain't gonna be able to run it on most of them unless it's Shannon Sharpe.
Apparently.
Allegedly.
Well, and Shannon, I'm gonna say by the optics of it, it's you take a younger girl because she doesn't require much. You know,
apparently she needs 25K a cheek though.
You take her out to eat every now and then. You like she's not looking for a husband. He ain't looking for a wife. A 20-year-old ain't looking for a husband. And he gambled wrong. So you need to plug that light back on me. Because like right now you looking like you're in witness protection.
Rip 28 Studios going through some renovations.
What Pepe?
My dog. All we see is a dot on there.
That's it. We see that pink shirt.
In the
he go
by itself.
He goes something Crystal just said. I wish someone would be 50 plus at my 20-year-old daughter. And he got a problem with that. You might not like it, but what can you do about it? You can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing. She grown. At that point in time, she is grown. So you can get mad that a 50-year-old come at your 20-year-old daughter, but you can't do a thing about it. You can't do a thing about it if that's who she wants. If that's who she wants, that's who she wants. And one thing I learned about women, man, if you sit up there and you try to dissuade this girl from dating somebody, that's who she gonna date.
Closer. Yeah.
Crystal,
but I tell you what,
Crystal, they're gonna tap the pockets, but he didn't care. Like he was willing to spend the money.
Yeah, that's what the 50-year-olds gonna do. They're gonna spend the money.
That wasn't a problem for him. Damon, he on that. You know you're effed up, right?
Hey, them, they gonna run the pockets regardless of who you are. I don't care how rich you are. Women gonna run them pockets regardless.
See, Krista, you put up the blinky emoji right here. You put up that binky emoji. But here's the problem. You go ahead, you shoot him, he gonna be dead, you gonna be in jail, and your daughter gonna be with the next 50-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
She gonna move it up to 60.
Yeah, she gonna move it on up to 60.
Cause mama ain't here.
Slide your light went out again.
All you can do is hope that the lessons that you taught hope that the stuff that you imparted works. That's the only thing you can do. Dog, Damon hit it right here on the thing. Here it is. When men get a certain age, that chase gets old, and it's easier to pay her or some bills. When you get to that age, man, hey, it's easier just to pay.
Well, let's be real. Shannon ended up, granted, being sued is not where you want to be. It's not ideal, but he's in a better position than the last time we've seen a former professional athlete and a 20-year-old girl. The last time we saw that, the guy ended up dead. It was Steve McNair.
Yeah.
Girl killed him, killed herself in the condo that he was paying for her. So, like, let's be clear that while they don't want to be married to you, they want to spend your money or whatever have you, they also have a warm sense of reality. And he was fortunate to end up with this one who's just trying to sue him for $50 million versus one who was like, you know what? If I can have you, nobody's going to have you. And both of us about to be out of this thing.
But isn't that a sense of control too? They're kind of controlling as well because they can control, like you said. Unfortunately, Steve McNair died, but they control the situation. Now you find Shannon in this crazy situation, and it's been played out before the public. So they have some sense of control in the situation as well. So it may be control on both sides, and I guess it's whoever's willing to do whatever to get their point across. So
I have a tough time drudging up sympathy for people who make poor decisions.
Yeah.
You know, like this is a choice that he made, like a conscious choice to go on OnlyFans and meet this little girl and engage in these activities and fly her here and come spend time with her when I'm there. It's like, sucks for you. Good luck, Chuck.
We've seen so many instances before and experiences before. Have we learned nothing from Deshaun Watson?
And that's my problem with Shannon. Shannon went so hard on Deshaun Watson. Shannon went real hard on Deshaun, talking about him, saying you got to make better choices. All this good speak he was given when Deshaun Watson got in trouble.
Well, the loudest detractors are usually the loudest for a reason.
Because even when he had Donnell Rollins on his show, he got on Donnell Rollins because Donnell Rollins' baby mama is a lot younger than him. I don't know her name.
Yeah,
She's one of the girls.
I know who you're talking about.
On the Bad Girls Club. He got like, oh, what you doing messing with that young girl? That's too young. She in her late 20s.
Again, the loudest detractors are usually the loudest for a reason. It either hits too close to home and they're trying to deflect or whatever reason they got, but they loud and wrong for a reason.
Yeah, and then the kicker from Baltimore, Jason Tucker, same thing. He had the same kind of situation. Justin Tucker. Who I said, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Justin Tucker had the same situation, very similar to Deshaun Watson.
It hasn't nearly gotten as much publicity as it should have. Let's be clear. He effed up my fantasy all season because he was out here allegedly being with all these women, mistreating them.
Technically, he wasn't mistreating them. Deshaun wasn't mistreating them. Deshaun was just asking for a happy ending.
No, Deshaun was touching. Deshaun was touching. Allegedly touching.
Hey, man.
Also, I have real issue when these situations come up and the first approach is a civil case. Because if somebody's doing something to me that is egregiously wrong against the law, I'm going to the police. And I feel away when people's first instance is to file a civil case because it's saying to me, one, no laws were necessarily broken.
Right.
Or you didn't feel there was enough evidence to get you anything in a court of law. So you're going the civil route to just get money. And I feel a way about that. I still don't necessarily feel sorry for you, but I take exception to, like, I'm just going to go the civil route because I'm going to get paid.
I'm glad you said that, not me, because if I say it, I'm an asshole. If I say
you generally are, though.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a male chauvinist when I say it. But I feel that way every time I see somebody say, "Man, I'm gonna take you to court in a civil trial." If you rape me, shit, I want you to go to I want you to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? I want you to go to jail.
I want you to go to jail. I want you to go
And,
under the jail.
I want
and
you to
then,
go to jail, then I'll get your money.
yeah,
Cause
I'm
you
gonna
broke,
get
you
your
can't
money.
put nothing on, and then you can't put
Exactly.
nothing on your canteen.
Exactly. So I never like that. I never like that. And then another thing with certain cases, if you file a charge, she was listed as
Jane Doe.
Jane Doe. Jane Doe. So she could file that anonymously. So
Ooh.
yeah, I came back. I came back.
You got it back under control.
I came back.
You held it in the lines.
But my thing is, man, if you're suing someone civilly, hey man, your name got to be on the paperwork too. Now, if it's a criminal case, I can understand why you want to keep your name out. I respect that. If it's a criminal case, you don't have to put your name out. But if it's a civil case, man, nah, ain't no anonymous. Nuh-uh. Mm-mm. No.
Hey, Michelle said, I hope Shannon didn't fly her out anywhere. Diddy's case began civil as well. And I guess she's saying it began civil and then it became criminal. So
Yeah. But don't stop putting that P Diddy thing, Michelle. You keep trying to put the P Diddy thing. It's not P Diddy. We got it. Come on now. They ain't caught Shannon with 1,000 cases of baby oil. They might have caught him with some lube, but that lube was for booty sex. Boy.
Anyway, it's time to wrap this show up. We got to go.
Well, check this out. We are getting close. We're getting close to the end, man. It's about time to take a walk. You know what we like to do, man? We like to take a walk down the 90s block, man. We take a walk down the 90s block. And so when we walk down the 90s block, we take the greatest decade ever, and we pick something from the greatest decade ever to talk about. So this week, S.Commas, what are we picking from the 90s block?
As we're sitting here in our pre-show, where we spend our time making sure we got all our topics in line. Dwayne, I'm not sure why Sly looks so dark. Darker than he usually looks. The lights in the studio have gone out. I don't know what Pepe doing over here. But the classic album, The Infamous by Mobb Deep, was released 30 years ago last week, because Sunday starts a new week. So 30 years ago, The Infamous by Mobb Deep dropped. So today's 90s block is, which song are you taking off The Infamous? Now, I'm just going to give you 3 of them. I ain't going to name all the tracks. You taking Survival of the Fittest? You taking Drink Away the Pain? Or you taking Shook Ones Part 2? What y'all got?
Survival of the Fittest.
All day, Bron.
I'm going with Survival
of the Fittest all day. Actually, I lie. I'm going with Shook Ones.
Shook Ones.
I'm going with Shook Ones. What y'all got?
What you got, Sly?
For me, without a shadow of a doubt, wait a minute. This the wrong Infamous. They done pulled up.
Is Drink Away the Pain not on you?
Look at it. Pepe. We about to deport this motherfucker. Pepe, you got to get up out of here, bro. Pepe about to get up out of here. That was from 2014.
Oh,
that was the infamous Mobb Deep. That was a different one. Pepe,
don't make us call ICE, Pepe.
Oh,
Pepe, we about to call ICE on Pepe
tonight. Cut it out.
Okay, now you pulled up the right one. Good one. You pulled up the right one. My favorite one, Drink Away the Pain. Without a shadow of doubt, track number 14, Drink Away the Pain, featuring Q-Tip, otherwise known as Situations. I think that was just a great album. The way that they mixed all the liquors, they mixed the liquors and the beers up and they put them in the song. And then when they did the robbery scene by using just the clothing lines, Drink Away, because I'm a big fan of storytelling. When it comes to rap, I love my rappers to tell stories. And Drink Away the Pain was one of the great ones when it comes to storytelling, man. Drink Away the Pain.
Brian said your natural complexion is shadowed.
Oh God. Look here, man. Look, see this.
I love my. It's like just drink away your pain, man. Just
Drink away your pain. Smoke it
drink
away.
your pain.
Smoke it away.
This is why we put y'all off.
Shout out to Big Al, aka R. He said Shook Ones Part 2. I feel like I'm going with Shook Ones too. I don't know, I'm torn because I love survival of it.
Damon Williams put witness relocation. Said Shook Ones.
Sly, I think he was calling you witness relocation.
Look here.
Yeah, fool.
Dwayne, you see, Dwayne, that's why you ain't been back on the show. That's why you thought it was because of chance.
No, Damon Williams said witness relocation, not Dwayne.
Dwayne got smart.
Dwayne said all his his teeth and that one glare on his head.
Well, he ain't lying though. He ain't lying.
Come on, Shadow. Finish it up, Shadow.
We about to put all y'all. We about to put all y'all out. Put all y'all out the chat, man. But check this out, man. We talked about Shook Ones, man. Great album from Mobb Deep. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. One of them dead.
Prodigy.
So we almost did.
Ain't you got sickle cell or something?
What?
Ain't you got sickle cell or something? Fuck around with me and have a season.
Look, we almost did for the 90s block. Which rapper who was going to glory would have had the better career had they survived? And
hey, don't tell them that because we might need to use that for another day.
No, we're not going to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, we will. I was going to say use it next week. We ain't have to worry about it.
Oh,
well, go ahead. Go ahead. Too late now?
Nope.
Okay. That's for next week. So tune in and see what rappers we choose.
Tune in.
Well, LBZ, you got any part shots, man? Before we start part shots, I don't know if y'all noticed, but we didn't have any intro music. We had to stop playing our intro music. Hero, we had to stop playing our intro music because we had to share the profits from the podcast with the people who made the music.
You sent us a cease and desist?
Well, no, Facebook automatically did it. We got his permission on YouTube, but on Facebook, we don't have the permission on Facebook. I guess the record company came in. We got his personal permission on Facebook. So on YouTube, we did. So yeah. So yeah. So we got. Hey, we need a new instrumental track. Any of you rappers, listeners, we need somebody who hadn't released anything, any music that isn't already out there.
Anybody still got a Casio keyboard that can put it in? Hey, I found my brother's old Casio keyboard at the crib. When I'm home in 2 weeks, I'll put together a beat for him.
Yeah, we might need.
Let
me cook.
Hey, Sly, you talking about is there anybody listening that hadn't released any music? Yeah, that's most of our musicians. Ain't got no music.
We need to go ahead, Shauna, put it out there, make you a beat.
I got it.
We already got a drop for you. F.com is on the beat.
Hey.
That's your drop. That's your drop.
We can just loop that. Let's do it.
We lost that in the transfer.
Come on. That wasn't part of his song?
But we lost it in the transfer of files.
Oh, come on.
Rip 28 Studios had a big restructuring.
Hey, Rip 28 Podcast is the home of the 40-year-old rappers, baby.
There it is.
Look, I feel like we can make one phone call and get somebody to drum.
Hey, there you go right there. Styles Goodson. What up, Mark? What up, Big Ed? What we doing?
We need you to make an intro for us. We need an intro.
Joe Tucker. Come through, Joe Tucker. Make us an intro.
Yeah, Joe's supposed to sing something for us, man. Joe used to get all that promotion for it playing. Ain't seen Joe sing.
Ain't seen him since.
Oh, yeah.
He's supposed to sing for the lady. He ain't singing for me. Get out of here, Joe. Get out of here, Joe.
We can't have Joe saying, Shauna, you might get pregnant. You know, Joe potent.
Oh, wait, hold on now.
Wait,
Niggas getting shot on and pregnant from the
one thing Joe do.
Old single mama.
Joe make babies for sure.
God, dog. Joe.
All right.
Me and my uterus good over here. Thank you.
LBZ, man, let's get out of here. LBZ, you got any part shots to say LBZ before we get out of here, man?
All I'm gonna say, summertime is near, parents. Get your damn cubbies ready with your snacks, cause I ain't got no more for them. Get your ass out of school. Bye. That's it. That's all I got. Get out of here.
Man. S.commas. You got anything to say before we get out of here, S.commas?
Love on you people. Make sure you are reaching out, checking in on people, check on people's mental health, see how they're doing. Let them know you're thinking about them. Let them know you love them. The weather's getting warm. Make sure you get outside, get some sunshine. Take your allergy medicine, especially if you're in Colombia, because I know that pollen is a mug.
It's thick out here. It's real.
We appreciate y'all tuning in every week, man. Y'all are people, so we appreciate y'all.
Dwayne, I'm gonna fuck you up next time I see you, Dwayne. Dwayne, you've been having fun, Dwayne. You've been having fun, Dwayne.
Dwayne, be like, he is the scary story.
Just like Crystal gonna write a letter to the Edward Waters University. I'm gonna write a letter to your school, Dwayne. You, man. I'm gonna write a letter to your school, man. But check this out, man. This is the RIP 28 podcast, man. This is a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like. But we keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. And I want to let everybody know it is sundress season. It is sundress season. So all you ladies out there wearing them sundresses, make sure you got the body to go in that sundress. If you shape like a box, SpongeBob bitches, you don't need to wear the sundresses. We will see you next week on the RIP 28 podcast. We out of here.
You so rude. And stop spinning that dang thing. Making that squeaking noise. You know, call them